How do I look?
I don't know. How do you look? Maybe we should ask the people how you look. What's happening, everybody? There's a whole lot going on. That's what I'll say right now. There's a whole lot going on.
This is my Elton John look.
Uh-huh.
I will have you know, this is Dana has asked me to start the show wearing this, so
it is pretty fancy. I feel like you just didn't want me upstaging you with my amazing t-shirt I have on right now. Which, if you guys haven't seen our haul show, or not our haul show, sorry. My brain's not working very well, guys. I'm a little bit sick. But if you haven't seen our sourcing video, which went up yesterday, then you don't know about this amazing shirt I'm wearing right now. It is an ET extraterrestrial t-shirt, legit vintage. It was dead stock until I put it on. It's like the second you put it on, officially not dead stock anymore.
Right, now it's
like now it's pre-owned. I just devalued it. Not really that much though. But you can see the back. You can see the back. It's got the quintessential ET moon silhouette. But anyway, I got this. We went and we got to do some deep diving into Yesterday's Fits old storeroom, and you found this and hooked me up. Well, you didn't really hook me up because I still had to pay $50 for it. So yeah. Jesse from Yesterday's Fits, he had forgotten about it. Had forgotten that shirt was in there, and when he saw it, he was like, "Oh," because he probably could have sold it for a lot. It was a sample T-shirt from Universal Studios. I would say probably early 90s, late 80s, probably early 90s. Anyway, dead stock, single stitch, all over print, gorgeous. I did have to pay $50 for it and promise that I was going to keep it in my personal collection in order to get it. So that's why I'm wearing it now. What do you think about that?
It's definitely in your personal collection now. Well, this is one of my finds because I'm only going to keep it on for a few minutes because it's a little snug and also quite warm, so I won't be having it on for the whole show. But anyway, I picked this up this week for $10. What? It's pink suede with this crazy marabou fur all over it.
What the heck is marabou?
It's like a particularly type of, I don't know, basically it looks like somebody slaughtered a poodle.
Not cool, man.
Barbie's poodle. Anyway, it's pretty fantastic 90s vintage right here. Somebody will love it. I do need rhinestones on the glasses, but Jamie, I didn't have rhinestone glasses. I actually already owned these. These are in my collection, which is pretty sad.
Yeah.
But I figured I had to at least wear the glasses with the jacket. Very Elton John-ish. So, anywho.
A little ridiculous.
I can't see.
Yeah. They're probably going to be getting real warm here. But anyway, I'm going to try to get through the show without going into any coughing fits or sneezing fits. I'll see if I can keep it under control. I feel a little better than I did yesterday. I think yesterday was like the worst day, and today it's like I have a little more energy.
You sound a little better. Yesterday you were totally dying. Yeah.
I was still trying to work through it. That's the thing. It's like when you work for yourself, like back in the day when I had like a job, if I was really sick, I'd be like, heck yeah, I'm taking a day off. And I just stay home. Now it's like, I don't want to take a day off. I want to get my shit done, man. I got pictures to take. And so
I kept trying to get her to go to bed. She wouldn't listen.
I took a little nap, but yeah, I definitely didn't get as much done as I normally do on Saturday. And then I ended up having to take a bunch of pictures this morning as well. But yeah, it's been a little rough. I've been working through it, which is probably not the way to get over a cold. But whatever. I'm feeling like I might.
I'm a little itchy.
There could be some sneezing coming. Anyway,
I definitely should use slaughtered poodle in the title. That's what Laura Frenzika says. I should use slaughtered poodle in the title. It's like someone slaughtered their hot pink poodle and put it all over this thing. Boy,
couldn't they have just shaved the poodle? Why'd they have to kill the poodle?
It's like a long suede. Anyway, all right, I'm taking it off.
Take it off. Take it off.
Sorry. You're welcome.
Anyway, it's our Sunday live haul. So, our show, the way we do this every week, we have 3 segments. First, we go through our numbers and we show our real numbers for the week. And kind of break it down for you, what we got, what we made gross, what our costs were. minus overhead costs, of course. And then we go into our sales highlights and show you some of the cool things that we sold during the week. And then we go into our haul. And you actually said this morning, you were like, we could cancel the show because I'm sick. And I was like, no way, man.
She's got too many cool things she wants to show.
I got cool stuff I want to show. Okay. Like we seriously, like not only did we get to go through yesterday's Fitz old storeroom, so we found tons of cool stuff there. I actually found some pretty neat stuff at Buffalo Exchange and also at Savers, which is few and far between these days because I'm getting more and more picky. But I found some cool stuff.
You're so particular.
I want to show it off, man. Come on.
All right.
The people want to know. Anyway, am I boring you? You're over there looking. Man, try not to cough here. See, I can't laugh because if I laugh, then I really start hacking up along. So anyway, all right. Let me share the screen here. We'll start with our numbers. I'm gonna start with my numbers because they look okay. They're way down from what they were last week. But if you remember last week, I had kind of a crazy good week, especially on Etsy. So they're kind of down from that, but they look all right until you look at Vicky's numbers, and she's back to beating me soundly. And numbers.
I'm back to a good week, but not a Q4 week. Just a normal good week. Yeah.
Yeah. Still hasn't really. Haven't really hit those Q4 numbers yet, unfortunately.
I don't think with all the glitches that have happened on the site, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us will really.
Bummer. So this is week ending yesterday. Last week I had like my eBay outgoing orders were like over 30. So I had 17 orders going out on eBay, 12 on Etsy for a total of 29. And oh man, guys, I'm gonna sneeze at some point. I know I'm gonna sneeze during this next hour and a half. eBay gross sales $1,656.38. Let me make the screen a little bigger for you guys. Etsy gross sales $665.53. So my total gross sales $2,321.91. So any week throughout the year, I want to break that 2,000 mark with gross sales. But again, we are in fourth quarter, so I would hope that would be more like breaking 3,000 at least, but not happening here.
Yeah, I've only had a few weeks this whole year where I was under 2,000 for the week.
Yeah,
and a lot of them have been in the last 5 or 6 weeks. So this week better.
My shipping $98.54 with my sales being down. Everything else is down as well. $79.37 for promotion fees between Etsy and eBay. And there you can see the fees for each of those platforms. So my total cost $436.57. My cost of goods $220. So my total net sales. For you. It is. I mean, it part of it's because I didn't have a whole lot going out. My total net sales $1,665.34. So my gross average sale price is $80.07, which is really good. You need a little nappy, little Yanni McGee over there. So that's really good for my average sale price. I always try to keep it above 50, so 80 is crazy.
80 is really good.
Yeah, my net average sale price over 50, $57.43. So not too bad. Again, not hitting those Q4 numbers, which is rough because there's some big bulk buys I would like to be making, but you kind of got to, you got to keep your spending under control if the money's not flowing in at the rate you want it to be. All right, so let's go over to you and see what you got going on.
It was a pretty good week. So it was a good week if you if this was a normal week. This is an okay week for Q4. Not great. So 44 eBay orders, 10 between Etsy and Mercari. I actually had 7 on Etsy, which is good for me, and 3 on Mercari. So that was a total of 54 orders. 27.26 and change on eBay, 718 on Etsy and Mercari combined. Most of that was Etsy. It was like under $100 on Mercari. And so my total gross sales were $3,444 and change, which is good week. So $417 on shipping. I did have a couple of international sales that were well over 2 or 3 pounds. So one that was actually 7 pounds. So that's the big portion of that shipping. Of course, the buyer paid for that. So that also shows in the gross sales. Promoted listing fees, both between eBay and Etsy, $45 and change. eBay final value fees, $295. Etsy fees, $64.62. Total costs of $822.02. So my cost of goods was about the same, a little bit low. So for me, it's usually about 10% of my totals. So 281. And then total net sales 2341, which is good. That's a good week for me. So my gross average sale price is good, over $63, and my net is over 40. Both good for me.
Yeah, nice, very good. And you actually had one day, is it today or yesterday that you had 3 Etsy sales?
Yesterday,
which is the most you've ever had in one day.
Yeah, I've never had 3 in one day.
So that's pretty exciting. Etsy's definitely propping things up for me, that's for sure. Anyway, those are our numbers for the week. Again, we estimate or guesstimate our cost of goods, everything else real numbers. And when we look at cost of goods, we're only looking at the cost of the goods that we actually sold. So we do have more money going out each week because obviously we're not immediately selling 100% of what we source.
Right.
But those are just more to kind of demonstrate to you guys what we're buying and selling. Anyway, you want to jump right into looking at what our sales highlights are? You got some good stuff.
Sure. Are we still sharing the screen?
Well, I'm going back to share the screen right now.
Okay.
I just thought maybe they'd want a little flash of our faces.
Okay.
Maybe they'd want to like see my t-shirt again real quick because it's super awesome.
Your ET.
I love it. I have to wear it sparingly. I'm gonna like take it off after the show and change because it's a special t-shirt, guys. It can't just be like
for special occasions.
Yeah, it's for special occasions.
Like she says in the video, like for our wedding.
Yeah, why not?
No.
See, look, I roll up the sleeves, so that's gives a little. And it's like if I was wearing like a bow tie, and I told you if you need me to, I'll tuck it in. I don't think it's necessary, but if that's what it takes, I will tuck in the shirt.
It's not happening.
Or as Lorna said, when you go to weddings, there usually are outfit changes.
Oh, I see.
So I might wear like whatever fancy tailored suit I get for the wedding, and then this could be my reception t-shirt.
Considering they're in the same location, absolutely not.
Well, you're not the boss of me, so with tie, I will go and change.
If you would like me to be present at this wedding,
I'll wear this underneath my suit. And at some point during the reception, I will undo my shirt. And then this will be showing. And you can't stop me at that point. We'll already be married. And unless you...
No takesy backsies?
Yeah, unless you want to get divorced again. Okay? If you want to get divorced again, you want to add that to your score, then go for it. All over the TT shirt, I think that's excessive. Okay? I'm just saying.
I've had enough.
It's a risk I'm willing to take. Anyway, let's go ahead and share the screen. Although I will say that Allison's got my back here. She says divorce burn.
Yeah,
she enjoyed that one, so I think that's pretty good. Anyway, all right, let me share the screen again, and we'll start with. This is probably your biggest sale this week, isn't it?
Yes,
it's a good one.
This is a good one. So this I held on to for a bit. I bought this. When we were outsourcing one day when Kara Cooper was visiting. So I want to say this was April or May. Oh, it was April. It was the week of your birthday. So it was April.
Go.
So I've had this since April. I paid $35 for it. I took an offer for $500. And it was just going one state over to Arizona. So the shipping was not that bad, but like $15 or something. It would have been more if it were across. So I sold it for $500, and I did have free shipping on it. Customer is super excited to get it. I did send it signature delivery. eBay does not require it, but this time of the year, I figured it would be prudent to do that. And I did notify the customer. I did tell her for her protection, because of the time of the year, I wasn't going to send a $500 item for someone to drop off on her front steps. So I was pretty happy with the sale. So I had to wait on it for about 6 months, but 35 into 500, I'm cool. I can wait 6 months.
Whenever I hear the word prudent, it always makes me think of Dana Carvey.
Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Wouldn't be prudent. Wouldn't be prudent. All right.
I did a bit of research on this, by the way. This is kind of a specific bugle. There were only so many made. If you were someone that were into this type of thing, it definitely went to a specific collector market. My customer was very happy to buy it. She bought it for her son for an early Christmas.
And that's what makes the difference between like a $500 sale and somebody who maybe just would sell it for like $100 or something.
Yeah.
Is doing that research, because we've seen people like over research stuff. Like somebody will share something in the group and it'll be like a button down shirt or something like that, and it's like they've spent 2 hours researching, and it's just crazy. Or they'll be just hours researching something,
Right.
and it's just there's no point. And then there's other things where it's like, it does actually pay off to do the research, and I think that knowing like when that's appropriate and when it's not kind of makes the difference. I don't know. Just a thought. All right. So this wasn't a $500 sale, but it still is super, super awesome.
It's a skiing t-shirt.
It's a sweatshirt.
Oh,
Excuse me. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
This was not listed for very long. And a couple of things here. First of all, I love the skiing stuff. As you guys know, it just makes me happy. This is like a pretty awesome
little embroidered
one.
Skiing dude.
And if anyone remembers me showing this, I think I posted a picture on Instagram. This is one of those things, one of those times when it really pays off to do at least a quick looky-loo in the women's section. As far as like you're looking for men's vintage, a lot of times t-shirts and sweatshirts will end up in the women's section if it's something like this, where it's purple. So I guess they think like, oh, purple must be women's. And so sometimes some really cool, I mean, usually it ends up being like, I'll see the collar and know it's a vintage t-shirt. And I'll look at it, and it's usually like puffy paint, cats, and flowers, and like just really god awful and not worth anything. And apparently, like only women have terrible taste like that. I don't know. But sometimes it'll be something really awesome like this.
It's like a vintage grandma acrylic,
yeah, for sure.
Puffy paint.
Yeah.
Sweatshirt.
But this time, it's something like this where it's just this really cool vintage ski sweatshirt. And so I actually took an offer for $40. Usually when I price this stuff like this, I have best offer, and I hope to get at least 40. So this wasn't listed for all that long, just a few weeks, probably a month at the most. But I was pretty happy about it. You know how I feel.
You get super excited about that stuff. It's like,
yeah, it's my thing. I like it. It makes me happy. It's like I'm not going to make hundreds of dollars on a skiing t-shirt or sweatshirt, but I don't know. I think it's fun.
I understand.
I think it's fun. Let's look at this boring jacket.
It is totally boring. It sold for the price that you see there. I paid about $10 for this, and this went to, I believe it was Alberta, Canada. So it's starting to get cold up in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So this sold,
they
paid shipping. Yep, they paid for shipping, and they paid quite a bit for shipping. I think they paid, because this is between 2 and 3 pounds. So I ended up making a little bit extra on shipping using Pirate Ship too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice,
yeah.
It's, even though it's boring and it's just a basic black winter coat, it's down. If you find down, buy it. If
it's a decent brand, I mean, this isn't vintage, but it's obviously Eddie Bauer is a nice brand, and it's down, so it's going to sell. All right. So I actually think this is something, I think you gave this to me.
I did.
We were at Savers and you handed this over to me, and it's just a cool Microsoft hoodie jacket, but it says Team Japan on it. And I actually sold it this week. It sold to somebody in Italy.
Really?
So yeah, so they paid $97.99, and then they paid shipping on top of that, and it went to Italy, one of those countries that I think.
How much did they pay? They paid $97.99.
Yeah. They did.
Wow.
Well, they actually paid 120 something because they wanted to ship there.
Damn.
Italy's one of those countries that people are scared to sell to. They have some pretty strict rules sometimes around clothing, but the reality is it's really more about shoes. Shoes are kind of like the one thing that they're very, very
leather shoes, because
strict.
They're known for making leather shoes. They don't want you importing them from other countries.
Mm-hmm. And so,
even those restrictions tend to be more toward bulk purchases and bulk sales than individual sales.
Yeah.
But that's when you start getting into semantics for customs. If someone bought a pair of shoes from you, you put sneakers or put something in the title, you could probably get it through customs. It's not really worth bothering to fight about it, but
yeah. But you know what? I don't sell to Italy that often, but They don't
buy from the U.S. that often.
I've never had an issue selling clothing there. So, I mean, it is what it is. Dupage Pick Air, Greg says, if Katie finds an ET skiing shirt, Vicky will have to let her wear it at the wedding for sure. And I would say
probably let her wear it like the night before the wedding.
A lot of rules being made here. Greg, I do want to say I appreciate your support. Hold on. I don't appreciate the misspelling of my name, as everyone should know. It's Cayt triple E. But thank you. I appreciate the effort. It just wasn't quite good enough. So maybe next time. All right,
Maybe
that's
next
all.
time.
All right, next
don't
one.
be giving her ideas, Greg, because I do know that you're pretty crafty and creative.
Mhm.
If you send her a T-shirt, I'll punch you right in the head.
So Greg, I just want to jump on top of that and say send whatever you want. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. And thanks for the idea. Appreciate that as well.
You're
all right,
funny.
You're up. Go.
We are somebody keeps asking, when are we getting married? We have actually set the date again.
Yeah.
So we postponed it. We were going to get married this year. It was supposed to be November 5th, and we decided to postpone for a number of reasons. But it will be next year in October. I believe it falls on the 25th, October 25th next year, right? And your sister's birthday is the 24th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 25th.
So October 25th, 2020.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, so I showed this in a haul a few weeks ago. I picked this up at an estate sale. I paid $5 for it. I did take an offer for $100, and
Wowza.
I didn't have it listed very long. I probably could have held out, but it actually sold for a heck of a lot more than any of the comps did. I priced it really high because I thought it was worth pricing high, but a lot of people were underselling it, so I still got a good return on it.
Yeah. Nice. All right, next one for me. If you remember last week, I showed this in the haul.
You did?
I bought like 10. What's that? I sold it immediately. Yeah, I did sell it fast. So I had purchased a small T-shirt lot. It was 10 T-shirts. Almost all of them were beer T-shirts on eBay. And I think I paid like $55 for altogether for 10 T-shirts. And so this was one of them. It actually had like a number of, it had some stains on it. And I was actually able to pretty much bleach them out. It works pretty well. I was able to, that's the great thing about when it's white. Those bleach pens come in handy. Mm-hmm. And so I was able to clean it up pretty well. I still disclosed it had some wear and fading, small amount of discoloration. But yeah, I listed that, almost immediately got offers. I priced it at $69.99, which means when it goes on sale, it's going to be $48.99, blah, blah, blah. But they made offers right away. And so we went back and forth a couple times, and I ended up getting $58 for it. So I sold it for $58. So the one T-shirt paid for the whole lot. And then the rest of the T-shirts it's all gravy on top. But it's a pretty cool T-shirt. I sold it to somebody in Texas, and they're a cool T-shirt. They're a reseller as well. And I saw that they've had some Gillies stuff sold before. So if they make some money on top of that, awesome, good on them. So next one for you.
So yeah, we will not be having a themed wedding. It will be a quite normal wedding. We're going to get married in Rhode Island, where I'm from. So we'll be getting married next year in Rhode Island.
It's going to be an ET wedding. It'll be under my button-down shirt. Secretly. Yeah, Brenda Brand. The Gillies T-shirt is considered a ring collar, or as Candace says, people call it ringer tees. So it's definitely a desirable style for sure. All right, go ahead.
So this is one of my attempts at retail arbitrage. I've talked about this before. I'm really terrible at it, to be honest with you. I very rarely hit these home runs. I tend to sit on the stuff a real long time. But I picked up about 5 or 6 pairs of these shoes at Ross last year. And we were out shopping with Teresa, actually. So I've had these for maybe about a year. I picked up 5 or 6 pair. I paid $22. I think I sold one pair for about $60 fairly early on. And then this has now sat here. I have 3 pairs left. So I did buy 5 pairs. But I sold these for $110, that plus shipping to Canada. So yay, that was a good one.
So good sale. Maybe not the best investment. I mean, I've had stuff like this too, where it's like, I bought like 10 of them, and then it takes like 2 years to sell them off. And it's like, okay, maybe not the best, but you know what? When it comes time to actually sell them, it's a nice little $100 in your pocket. So, maybe just tells us we're not the best at retail arbitrage overall.
Not me. I am not good at retail. I readily admit it. I've only done it a handful of times where I've purchased more than one item with the intent to resell it. A newer retail item. I'm just not good at it. It's not my thing.
I see my buddy Robbie is in the chat. He was one asking about the Halloween themed wedding. Hey, Robbie.
No themes. Yeah, Yeah.
Other than my
and it will
t-shirt.
not be
Yeah.
outdoors because it's the end of October in Rhode Island and it could be snowing. It's
Mhm.
probably going to be cold and rainy. We can probably bet on that.
Probably.
So.
It's good chance. All right, look at this amazing jacket.
Woo!
So this is a pretty fancy, patriotic, I love America. I feel like somebody's overcompensating, but that's, whatever. Leather jacket. I think it's ridiculous and awesome. I don't remember where I got this, but I'm sure I paid at least I think I probably paid like probably $25-$30 for it. I don't remember where I got it. I think I got it at just at Savers or something. Anyway, sold it. I sent out a bunch of offers this week when my sales were not doing so great, and I actually went pretty low on this one and offered 145, and somebody picked up on that. Picked up on my offer. So, well, I mean, I needed to make some money, man.
I get it.
I've had it in my store for a number of months now. So sometimes, it's a cool jacket. I made money on it, and it's not like it's anything that like gets me all that excited. It's just,
I like it,
but it's still a good money maker. But anyway, yeah, these jackets, and you'll see I have one somewhat similar to this in my haul today, in my haul this week, but even better than this, I would venture to say.
I think it might be a better design, but this is better brand. Michael Hoban
this
is a
brand
better
is
brand.
good. This brand is definitely good, but
Michael Hoban is definitely a Bolo brand. He was the leather designer to the Stars in Hollywood in the 80s. So almost anything Michael Hoban is well worth selling.
So it's a good chance that probably I don't know, didn't my mind's gone completely blank now. The talk show hosts, they always wore these jackets. Arsenio Hall.
Oh, I bet where the hell did your mind go?
I bet he had this jacket once.
Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised. He wore a lot of leather stuff like this. Anyway, your turn.
So this was something I picked up for about $3 or $4. I like to sell sleepwear, vintage sleepwear. I picked this up, I'm sure at a Savers, probably spent about $3 or $4 on it. And I've had it for a while. If you can tell by the background there, we've had our roll down screen since January, and this was before the roll down. So that's with the curtains in the background. Let's
see how much you sold it for. Use flippertools.com.
Sold on Etsy.
And maybe it's not working anymore, guys.
What?
I know, right?
Did you copy it right?
Yeah, it's the whole thing. I did. I copied it. We'll try just the... Well, do you know how much you sold it for?
Well, I can look on Etsy. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it doesn't want to tell us anymore. We'll try with a different one, but you can tell us what you sold it for if you remember.
I can tell you right now. Hold on. Hold
please. Hold, please.
Sold for $78 on Etsy. Not so sure why it's not working, but anyway, $78.
All right. Not too shabby. All right. Next one for me. Sold another one of my rock t-shirts from that big bulk buy I did from Barry, aka Afro Vintage, on Instagram. I had bought I think 30 t-shirts, rock t-shirts, and I've sold a number of them so far. And this one sold for the price you see there, $139.99. Shipping was also paid for by the buyer because it went to Japan.
Ooh.
I actually sold a couple of things to Japan this week, but this was one of them. This I was pretty excited about. This is one of the lesser widely known hair bands from the 80s. People who are hardcore know them more. I'm just saying, they're not...
anybody who's into the hairband era knows who Kix is.
Okay,
they're well known. They were less
when
commercial.
I said lesser, it's a little miss defensive, lesser.
So Jewel Tree, you must be from Maryland. Kix is from Maryland. Yeah. They're an East Coast band.
Yeah. Because think about it, you've got Poison, you've got Motley Crue, you've got any of the other bands out there, Def Leppard, it's so Kix is definitely lesser known than them, and that's what I said.
All right, whatever.
So I'm just saying, to people who were not big hair band fans at any point, they're probably not going to know who they are. Anyway, so yeah,
they're a fantastic band. They're still really good. They still sing great.
Right.
They still sound great. Anyway.
All right. Okay. 140 and then went to Japan. So not a bad sale. All right. Next one for you.
This is another Etsy sale. This is just a vintage Obermeyer sweater. This one sold to France. France seems to like my stuff on Etsy for some reason. I sell more to France than I do probably any other country other than Canada. On Etsy only, though. I think it's odd. But I sold this for $97.21. I'm running a little sale in my Etsy store right now. So $97.21.
I'm gonna check this real quick just to see if
yeah, somebody said their API.
Oh yeah, they must not be working right now.
It's not working. So sold for $97. I paid maybe $5 to $7 for this max.
I love that Obermeyer stuff. Which little foreshadowing for later in your haul. Little preview. Think about that. Think about that brand, people. All right, next one up is this Roadway Express satin bomber jacket. I've been a little bit more selective about which satin bombers I do get. It really depends on what the kind of graphics they have on them, and this one is pretty awesome. It's got that old school. I don't know if somebody out there knows what you call this kind of stitching for embroidery.
It's like a loop embroidery.
Yeah, but it's like that old school. You see it a lot on like old school like bowling shirts from like the 50s and 60s. I mean, this, I have 80s on it, I think, based on the tag of the jacket. But that style you'll see in like even older stuff.
Was that guy's name say Tiny? What did it say under where the King Louis tag, the tag?
Oh, yeah, Tiny M.
Tiny,
or maybe it's Tony.
Tony. I think it's Tony.
I think we should call him Tiny anyways. I think it's better.
Tiny would have been way better.
But this is just like a really cool design on the back, and I sold that for it was on sale, so $62.99, and then they paid tax. So, but it was 10% off, so $62.99. Not too bad for a satin bomber jacket. All right, next one for you.
This is the cookie jar I've talked about. This is a cookie jar that is, you do find it fairly easily. I mean, I've probably found 4 or 5 in the last few years, and we all know how many cookie jars are out there. So I paid, what did I say? I think like $3 or $4 for this.
You just showed this.
I just showed this. It sold within a week, and it sold on Etsy as I thought it might. It sold for $92, plus the buyer paid $14.95 shipping, and it did. It cost me around $18 or $19 to ship it safely, but it sold in less than a week.
It's funny. Somebody sent like a link. There was some big sale, big estate sale was in California, and there was like tons and tons and tons of stuff like this.
Yeah, it was in our group.
Yeah, and there was one of the shelves had a bunch of cookie jars, and this one was on it. And I'm like, it's like the only, like, I don't buy this kind of stuff, so I don't ever notice anything like that. It's like the only cookie jar I know by sight.
Yeah, someone pointed it out. They were like, "Oh, there's a cookie jar Vicky just showed."
Yeah, it was funny. All right, next one for me is this National Museum of Natural History. I was really excited when I saw this T-shirt.
Is that a fuzzy, out of focus picture done by Katie? What?
How is this fuzzy? Not
it seems a little fuzzy.
I think you maybe need to get your eyes checked, old lady.
All right.
Anyway, you crazy. Anyway, Smithsonian Institution. I don't know where I picked up this shirt. I'm trying to remember if I got this at Buffalo Exchange. I might have got it at Buffalo. And so I paid like probably like $12 for it. I just think it's a really cool shirt. It's 1986, I think. And I really only had it listed for maybe a couple of weeks. I just got it recently. But anyway, and if you can see it over here, the condition says pre-owned, worn and faded, 2 small holes. It wasn't listed for very long. It was on sale, sold for $43.19. And
$43 for an ugly, worn out.
What are you talking about? It's super cool, man.
Faded,
super cool
T-shirt. That's not even a cool one.
Yes, it is a cool one. You're crazy. You're crazy. National Museum of Natural History. You're crazy. Anyway, this one is another one that went to Japan, so they also paid for shipping. But yeah, it has holes, faded. Come on, man.
All right, so Brenda asked, what was the name on the cookie jar? There are no markings on that cookie jar. It is made by a company called Napco.
There you go. Kimberly had it.
Yeah, Kimberly had it. There's no markings on it, but that's who makes it.
Yeah. All right, next one for you.
Okay, so we all know me with the blankets, right? So this one I paid $3 for. I picked this one up in Arizona when we were there visiting Teresa with Liz. And I paid $3 for it, and it sold for $90 on Etsy. Buyer did not pay shipping. I did, but this is folded to be very small, and it only cost me $8.92 to ship. What I wanted to read was I got this real cute message from the customer, about it, and they were like, "Good afternoon. Great size and colors on this blanket I just purchased. I'm looking forward to having it. My grandfather had a lovely Horner car blanket circa 1955 that became mine after he passed in 73. I treasured, this is probably from that same era, by the way. I treasured it, albeit rarely used. It is a keepsake memento from him until I had a daughter of my own, and she claimed it during a college football game one evening for her own a few years ago, and now my granddaughter has snuggled under it for the past 2 years. The blankets are intended to be used in the car, in the den, sipping coffee on the back porch, or at the football stadium, and they make great gifts too. Many thanks to you, and best wishes."
That's very nice.
So I thought that was really sweet. Like, that's one of the reasons I like to sell vintage items, because I really love the buyer that appreciates the history that comes along with it.
Well, and that's what I really like about Etsy. I feel like, you don't get as much feedback from Etsy, but when you do, and when you do hear from your buyers, I feel like you get a lot more personality, and people take more time. And it's like, it's those people who are making really thoughtful purchases that go to Etsy in general. And so it's like, I don't know, I like it. It could be a lot more rewarding sometimes.
I think Etsy has a different buyer. We've said that before. Etsy has a different buyer. They appreciate vintage. I think it's more what eBay started as far as the vintage items go. So I think that's pretty cool. I like selling items that have a history attached to them and that people have good memories about. And that's why I like to rescue vintage stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I personally don't like wool blankets like this. I think they're scratchy as hell. I wouldn't want to use one, but I like that. Other people do.
Yeah. So G Jasso says the embroidery on that jacket, it's called chain stitching.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
I know I've heard that before, but I always promptly forget it. I don't know if it makes a difference if people actually use that to search. So Allison says, I don't think my grandfather ever spoke to me.
Aw.
No.
I only had one. All of mine were dead before I was born.
Yeah. Mine stuck around for a long time. Now I'm down to one grandma, but she's pretty cool. And she is the queen of vintage and thrifting.
Grandma Donna.
Thrifting and flipping. All right. Next one for me is this Notre Dame. How do you say it?
Depends on if you're trying to say it with a French accent or not.
Well, but how do people who go to school there say it?
I mean, the anglicized way to say it is Notre Dame.
I know, but anyway, so Notre Dame, this sweatshirt, it's was in the bulk buy that I did from Jennifer. I don't know if she's in the chat right now, but she had sent me a bunch of stuff, and she's the one that I said that she must have like all of the reverse weave sweatshirts are like in her area. This is like a really cool hoodie reverse weave. And so I listed this just this last week. So it did not, with Etsy, you have to go in manually and add things to your sale if you want to add it to your sale. So this did not go on sale. I had it priced at $69.99, and that's what it sold for. So I think that's the first sale I've had from that particular bulk purchase that I did recently, but not too shabby. Notre Dame stuff usually does pretty well, and you add to that the Champion reverse weave, and it's a good deal, especially a hoodie. You don't see as many of the hoodies. All right, next one for you.
Yet another blanket. This one sold on Etsy, and it sold for, I paid about I paid under $10 for it, let's say, for sure. This one is actually pretty well loved. I put that in the listing. It's well loved. There's visible wear in a few spots. A couple of holes near the edges. Those are the holes. Looked like maybe there were just little cuts, or maybe they had it hanging up somewhere. A lot of people hang these blankets. So, and you can see the wear through it. But it did not stop somebody from spending $179.
What?
$179.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a cool blanket though.
I paid under 10. So it was probably, between 7 and 10. I've never paid more than 10.
Yeah. I hear you. Let's see. Next one for me. Actually, that's my last one is this Boston Celtics sweatshirt. I always like when I get stuff like this, just because because of where I live. Before I was in Oregon, now I'm in Nevada. So the type of team stuff that you find tends to be like here. It's all like 49ers and Chargers, and you kind of see like the same teams over and over and over again. So it's always fun when you get something that's like East Coast or whatever. Anyway, so this is not a reverse weave, but it is another Champion brand sweatshirt, and
I like it.
this one I had priced at $69.99. It was on sale, so they got it for $62.99. Not a bad little sale.
I like that one.
Yeah, you like it? It's a good color.
Mm-hmm.
Green is my favorite. It is my favorite. All right, that's it for our sales highlights for the week.
Sales highlights. It was funny. I joked after selling one of those blankets this week that I wish I could specialize in blankets. There's just not enough out there, because ridiculously I have sold a stupid amount of blankets in the last 90 days.
Yeah, it's been ridiculous. Yeah, let's see. Yep. Model Sports Gal is reverse weave the sweatshirts with the panel up the side. Yeah, I believe that Champion has it trademarked, that the reverse weave, but it's like I don't really know how you can trademark the words reverse weave, but whatever. But I've seen other brands that have it as well. But yeah, it's where like the way that the stuff is stitched, it has an extra panel on the side, so it's actually like a reverse weave. It's like I think the panel is vertical and then horizontal. I don't know. Anyway, it's just they're a heavier, nicer sweatshirt. They're not cheap at all.
It's a real big, thick one. I will say that I was the person in the 80s and 90s that envied all of my friends that had those sweatshirts, because they were like $50, $60 back then. And that was a huge amount of money for a sweatshirt in the 80s. And there was no way in heck anybody in my family was buying them for me.
I mean, I don't know when they started exactly, but I'm pretty sure they go back like decades. I think they go back to like the 60s, or I'm not entirely sure. They've been around for a long, long, long time. And they just kind of go in and out of popularity and stuff like that. And right now, people like the Champion stuff.
Yep.
Oh, Allison says swoosh is trademarked. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, so Jameson's Closet says, we said we have 2 ring lights. We use both ring lights when taking pictures. Yeah, we use both. And if you go look, I had like an Instagram post a while ago, like within the last few weeks or so, where you can actually see the 2 ring lights that I have set up. So we do use 2. I mean, 1 works great too. 2 is even better. It is better. And that, actually you make a good point. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I haven't checked today, but I believe that the ring light deal is still available.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to support our channel, if you look down below, I have a link to our Amazon store, and right at the top of our Amazon page is a promotion for 60% off of the ring light that we use. And it's crazy. It's like you have to go through the promotion, add it to your cart, and then you have to go all the way through the checkout process before it'll show that discount. But it's like it ends up being $52, which is crazy.
$52, and then whether you're Prime or not, it's still free shipping. Yeah, it's over 50. And then you pay tax depending on what state that you're in. But yeah, it was like $56 and change delivered.
Yeah, so it's crazy cheap. It's a good deal. So if you haven't gotten one, you've been thinking about it, that deal only goes till the 26th, I believe, of this month, and it's only while supplies last.
Until they run out, whichever comes first. They ran out the first time we promoted it, within 24 hours, and then they restocked.
Yeah, so I would not wait. And if you're going to do it, if you could go through our link, that would be great, because then we get credit for it, and we get like 3% or something like that.
I think we get about 3%.
Yeah. So definitely.
Or if you need anything else from Amazon, go through our link.
Yeah. So if you want to support us at all, you can use that link below. Heck, you can even make it like your Amazon homepage to go through our link. It just helps out our channel.
I do that. I have Casey's affiliate link as our homepage, because we can't use our own. Yeah, for purchases.
Ooh, Allison's taking it up even a step higher than what we have. She says 3 work perfectly, 2 on either side to backlight the background, and 1 face on the item you're selling. Well, I guess that'll have to be the next thing we try if we really want to get like crazy.
I don't want to do 3, because then it takes up even more space than the stupid box lights that I hated, the umbrella lights. So yeah, for me, I don't want to do 3 because of space. But 2 works. Two takes away the issues that I had with 1.
We'll see. Maybe I'll get a 3rd one when you're not looking. I'll hide it under my shirt with my ET shirt. You don't like that? You don't like that idea? Anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our haul. We did yard sales. We didn't go to any estate sales this week, did we? I don't think
No.
we did. We did
They were
yard
crappy
sales
this week.
We did yard sales. We did some thrift stores. I did my round of the Savers thrift stores, and I did Buffalo Exchange as usual. And then thanks to Barry, I want to give a shout out to Barry, Afro Vintage on Instagram. He actually is the one that connected us to these guys at Yesterday's Fits, Jesse at Yesterday's Fits. They are a local, they have a brick and mortar store here in Las Vegas. They just moved to a new location right by the university. So they've got a good spot there. And they sell online too, and they have their own website. They have an eBay store, and they sell on their own website. And they're on Instagram. They have like 30,000 followers there. But we got to go because Barry connected us with them. We got to make an appointment to actually go dig through their old storeroom from their old location.
And I joke, and Katie does a little bit too, about the young kids that are into the streetwear and how we run into them when we're out thrifting, and a lot of them think they know a heck of a lot more than they do, and it's kind of funny because she and I can swoop in and get stuff that we know more than they do. We've been doing this a little bit longer, or I've been doing it a little bit longer anyway. But I have to say that Jesse and his brother are very knowledgeable about.
They're legit.
They are absolutely legit. He's 23 years old. They have a huge following and a great store with a great location. Super smart businessmen. They know what they're doing. Like I was very impressed with the quality of the stuff that they had in their store, and we were just seeing the back stock.
Well, and it was like, it was their old location, and it was like kind of the side room. And so it's, when they moved, they took all the stuff that they had ready for the new place, and they probably took a lot from that back storeroom. But it's kind of like everything that still needs to be moved. And so I'm definitely going to be going back this next week, and as long as I can, to keep getting more sweet deals from them. But yeah, so I just want to say thanks to Barry. Go follow him on Instagram at Afro Vintage. And I know that he's been trying to get more into like bulk buys and stuff like that. So you should follow him, because I know whenever I see him post something with a bunch of stuff, I'll like message him and be like, hey, what you got? What's going on over there? You want to bring some stuff by the house? Come on. So definitely check him out, and check out Yesterday's Fits, because if you want to see how to build a good Instagram account for streetwear, man, 30,000 followers. I wish.
And the other thing too is, like, if people are always asking questions, yes, we can only show so much stuff, but if you want to know what vintage is, you want to know what makes something vintage, you want to know what makes something vintage and desirable, that's the type of account that you want to follow. I think that their YouTube is only going to grow. They've only done two YouTube videos so far, but they just started. They're going to post great stuff in their Instagram feed, and if you're on Instagram, that's the type of account you should be following, an account like that, or Round 2, or that's the type of stuff that teaches you what vintage is and what vintage sells.
And then you can see by the way people respond to those posts, you see what stuff's really hot. Like, you'll see stuff that they posted a week ago and it doesn't say sold yet, or you'll see something they just posted today and then it already says sold, because it's going out fast. And it's a really good way to kind of keep on top of like what's popular right now, what's moving, and what people are into. And that's how I started like a few years ago. I was watching, Round 2, the show, on YouTube, and now Yesterday's Fits, they're starting their own YouTube channel, which is, they got a couple of videos on there, so check them out.
Yeah.
Go follow them. Yesterday's Fits, go follow them on YouTube.
I don't know if Naomi asked that question. Is he your picker? Do we mean Barry? No, Barry is his own seller.
Yeah.
But occasionally he'll come across stuff that he wants to flip fast. He does not like to wait for the sales and how long it takes to build up an account on eBay necessarily. So he does a lot of selling, direct sales and bulk sales and things like that. So he'll contact Katie or sometimes me, but she definitely buys more from him than I do.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's following more of the kind of model that other vintage streetwear people do, like trying to build up an Instagram and stuff like that. I want to share the Yesterday's Fits account. So guys, go ahead. I need to add it to the down below to the description. I forgot to do that for today. It's in our sourcing video. But go ahead, follow these guys. Give them a follow. They just started their YouTube, so we want to help them build it up. Since we can't do anything to help them with their Instagram, and they've already got 30,000 followers. So
for sure.
But yeah, Naomi, I do think that they sell right off of Instagram.
They might.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. They usually with somebody who has a following like that, they sell right off of Instagram. They also have a store website. I think it's just yesterdaysfits.com. And then they sell on eBay as well. So they do, I think they ship, he said like what, 20 some things out every single day. But then also they're selling it right
They're
out of the
taking
store.
in so much that they can't possibly get it all processed and online.
Right.
Or out on the floor at their store. So
right, exactly. So anyway, go ahead and give those guys a follow for sure. All right, you want to go ahead and show what you got?
Yeah, so I picked up a few things. You know, I bought almost as much as Katie did at their store, and leave it to me to find a couple of the only hard goods pieces they had in the building. But one of the things I picked up, I did take a risk on. We both took a risk because he sold it to me for 20 because he and I both think that it's real, but we're not 100% sure. So I do need to have it authenticated. But I did find this Louis Vuitton bag, and if it's not real, it is a damn good fake. You know, so I've got to do a few more steps to figure out authentication on it, but I paid $20. It was worth the risk for me. It is kind of beat up. It does have a lot of wear, and it has a couple of condition issues, so it's not perfect anyway, but it's still worth it for someone that that wants a Louis bag and doesn't want to pay full boat for one. So
how much would it cost to take it into the Louis Vuitton store and have them condition it?
I don't know if it's real. Having them condition it, they do that. So I'm not sure. I'd have to double check, but they will not work on it if it's a fake, first of all. But they also don't authenticate. So
so here's what you do, because you already have to take in what do you have to, was it shoes? I can't remember.
I have a pair of shoes.
She has a pair of shoes she needs to take in. I say she take that in and ask them to condition it for her. And if they do it, then it's authentic.
Yeah.
And if they say no, then it's not.
It's got so many of the points that make it look authentic to me, as far as the leather and how the leather really deepens and changes color with the oils from your hands and all that kind of stuff. Usually it's pretty easy to tell the straps are real plasticky looking and they stay that fake light color, and there's a lot of different things that you can look for, but it does look authentic to me for a lot of reasons. I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might take it into the store. It's not a bad idea.
If you're already going in, you might as well.
Yeah.
And like I said, if they refuse to do it, then it's probably not authentic.
No, Naomi, it's not Coach. It's Louis Vuitton. Yeah. Coach is very, very easy for me to spot if a Coach is real or fake. Coach is not high end. Coach is mediocre mom brand. It's not even a high end luxury brand.
Yeah.
It used to be faked. It's probably still faked, but it's not worth enough for me to buy it to even be worried about it for the most part.
Yeah. James's Closet says, I just tried that ring light. It was $89.99. Did not give me the discount.
You're looking at the wrong one. That's you need to go to the 18-inch one.
Yeah. You went all the way through to the end? Because it should show you along the way. When you click on the link for the 60% off, it'll show you the one. You click on that one and it'll say that the code has been applied to your account, and you add that to the cart, and then you go all the way through to checkout, and then it should be the right.
And Karen, this one is an older model. It doesn't even have a date code in it. So that is not going to be especially helpful. That's an older purse. There is no date code in it. Okay, so I picked that up. I paid 20. It's iffy. If it's if it's genuine, great. If it's not, it's $20 risk. Big deal.
Big deal.
I paid $5 for this. This is a Mighty Ducks vintage 90s duffel bag. I paid $5 for it. I got to clean it up a little bit. This should sell for about $75. It's pretty popular 90s Mighty Ducks stuff.
It's because like the movies, you got all the people who are nostalgic about the Mighty Ducks movie and that old logo. So it always sells well.
This one I'm not letting Katie keep, but I found another.
Whoa!
Right, you bought it from me.
Paid her.
You did.
Full effing price, bitches. She didn't give me anything. I bought it from her. And if I want to buy this from her, I'll do it as well. I'll use a guest account. You can't block me, man. You can't block me because I'm using the guest account, okay? And if I want to leave a bad review, I might do that. I would say, this seller's got some real attitude. Go ahead.
Shut up. Kathy, I agree with you. Some Coach does still have value. The vintage leather Coach bags are still worth picking up. Absolutely. I mean more of like the signature pieces and stuff like that. Then when they started cheaping out and making them cheap, they're just not worth it anymore. But the nice leather bags are still have value.
Occasionally they do some cool stuff with like cross marketing, and they do like some good, they'll have like Disney stuff come out.
That's more of a Dooney and Burke thing, but yeah, they do it occasionally.
They do it with Coach. I know, because I bought stuff from them doing that.
I know, it's occasional. It's not that great anymore. But anyway, so Tales from the Crypt. This is not the Crypt Keeper that talks. This is the Crypt Keeper Candelabra. It is new in the box, although the box is a little bit beat up. So this is vintage 96. This sells for, I paid 10. I did get this from the Yesterday's Fits guys, but this will probably sell for about 75.
So what are you pricing it at? 75? What are you selling it for off platform? How much are you selling it for then?
I'm not talking to you.
She's so rude. Why doesn't she like to sell things to me? If I'm paying full price, guys, I'm just saying, who's on my team here? Who's on my side? Go ahead.
So these I got at a garage sale. And this is just, I wanted to give you a good bolo for these, but I paid $4 a box. But these are Pottery Barn, which is not necessarily always a pickup, but sometimes is. This is glass garland, chandelier glass garland. These will sell for, I have 2 boxes. They're new in the box, 60 inches. These will sell for about $150 each box.
What? That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Robbie, he's got my back, as you can see.
Robbie, I happen to really like your screen name, Robitussin.
Robitussin.
It's pretty funny.
This isn't his nickname. We call him Tussin sometimes.
Yeah, generally, even Real Coach looks fake now. I agree. They just really cheapened the brand. It used to be fantastic. So I don't know if anybody caught that because you were too busy talking about me and talking about something else. But I was actually showing an item and trying to teach people, but you were too busy. So.
Go ahead.
I already did that. I already did anyway. Pottery Barn, $150 each box. I paid $4 each box.
I was actually pretty excited about this find because I was, trying when we go to garage sales, I'm the one that has to look up on the yard sale app because she's not so good at the whole map thing and understanding or reading maps. And so we went, and I was having a hard time finding any good places, and we went to this one because I saw it said they had a bunch of Christmas stuff. And when we started looking around, first of all, they didn't have a lot of stuff, and almost all of it was just like boring I was like, oh, it's just a bunch of like Christmas decorations.
Cheap Christmas decorations,
except that. So I was pretty happy that.
So I did grab those quickly. Yeah, those would be gorgeous as a wedding decoration. I agree with you, Grandma. Cheap, but the wedding is 3,000 miles away. I am not decorating for it, nor shipping anything for it.
No.
If it were close and local and I were making it look all cute myself, yeah, I would do it. So one of the things that I picked up at Yesterday's Fits as well was this really, really old Pendleton blanket. They actually had it hanging on the wall. And it has one stain on it, and it's missing the tag. But I know it's Pendleton. Anybody that knows Pendleton knows it's Pendleton.
Yeah.
And you can actually see the little square where the blue tag was that is probably faded off. It also has the felt edging, and the felt edging is, let me try to see if I can focus, is very faded and worn. This is a pretty old one. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. I think this one might be as old as like the 30s.
It's pretty awesome.
And there are a few moth holes on it. We had a little, conversation about whether they wanted it. They had it thumbtacked up on the wall in back of a bunch of their racks. And I paid $25 for it. I think I can sell it for a couple of $100, even with the issues.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm kind of excited about that one.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. I put the link again there in the chat to the Yesterday's Fits YouTube channel. So you should go check it out, and you can see their new location. It's pretty neat. It's very cool.
All right, your turn.
All right. It was kind of cool because you got to have a conversation with Jesse about some of the stuff that you like to get, that he likes to pick up as well. but he doesn't have the space for it or really the place to like be selling it in the store. You also hooked him up with, if you guys saw the sourcing video, we were at one of the yard sales where we went back behind the guy's house and there's all this tables and stuff and we were looking at games. There was a cool game that she picked up, a basketball one.
Yeah, vintage
Catico
70s basketball game.
Yeah, it was really cool. And she actually ended up, she gave it to Jesse because she thought it'd be something cool for him to put in the Yesterday's Fits store. And
I agree with you, Allison. I think it's a Chief Joseph pattern as well. I just need to do a little bit more research. I haven't been able to find that exact pattern on eBay or sold recently, so I've got to do a little bit more. I do think it's a pretty old one.
Yeah, I might go look and do some looking on Worth Point. All right, so I'm going to start out with a couple of things that normally you'd probably see Vicky sharing. You know, I stick mostly to t-shirts. I'm getting close to sneezing here. T-shirts, jackets, and sweatshirts, but occasionally I will see a sweater that jumps out at me that looks really cool, and I don't want to pass it up. So, oh man, I'm so close to sneezing right now. Sorry, apologize. I'm just dabbing my nose there. Get a little drink of water. Apologize.
Why are we frozen over there?
Very unprofessional because I paused it. Anyway, all right. So this is a really awesome zip-up cardigan sweater. You know, nothing too fancy, but this is definitely, like, I would say it's lamb's wool.
I think it's 50s.
Yeah. The Orlan, I don't know how you pronounce that. Acrylic. 75% lamb's wool, but yeah, it looks like 50s. This is very like something I would definitely use rockabilly in the title as a keyword. It's just a really cool, you know, this style is very popular right now.
I think you get at least $100 for it.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. I love it.
Board cleaver, yes. Allison, yes.
Yeah, but this next one is so cool. This sweater, and I love this. Now this is also rockabilly, but you would use the keywords atomic in it because of the pattern on it. You see that really cool pattern. This is like this heavy wool. It's kind of gross feeling. Like I wouldn't want to wear something like this.
This is awesome though.
But
this is definitely 50s. If you sell this for less than 150, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. Shiv Shakti. Woolen Mills, spelled with 2 L's. It's kind of weird. Woolen Mills.
That's you're like a United Kingdom. That's how they spell it.
Gotcha. But this is a very heavy, very tight knit sweater. But just the pattern on it is fabulous, fantabulous. So.
Yeah, for you guys that are having issues with ordering the ring light, there are at least 100 people that were able to go through and do it properly. All you have to do is get all the way through. You have to add it to your cart, get all the way through, click on choose payment method, choose your shipping address, all of that stuff. You got to put your credit card in. You've got to get all the way to the end, and right before you hit process payment or whatever that last step is, or place order, that's where the correct price is going to end up.
Yeah,
you're not going to see it until you get there. And Katie shared on Instagram and also on our Facebook page the step-by-step screenshots of what it looks like. But you have to get all the way through the process to see that sale.
It's not very intuitive because you think you think you're not getting the right price till you get to the very, very, very end. Anyway, all right. So I picked up a few jackets.
And if you said you canceled one and it was $89.99 Jameson's Closet, you might have clicked on the wrong link. We have 2.
I only have 1 link there now.
Oh, you ordered one of them. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the issue is though. I'd have to go and look and see if it's still.
You've got to get it from that link. But yeah, if someone else wants to double check, I can't do that while we're doing this.
Anyway, so at the Yesterday's Fits location, there were a few jackets I picked up. And you saw last week when I showed my sales highlights, I sold 2 of these jackets in 1 week. This Levi's Sherpa lined trucker jacket. I sold 2 of them last week. One for I had sent out offers, so for like $115. The other one sold for like $125 on sale. So I should be able to do the same with this one. And this is a really nice kind of medium to dark wash, probably dark wash jacket, and it's in fantastic condition. Made in the U.S. This particular one I think is 90s based on the tags. But great condition. I bought it for $25, so I should easily be able to get at least $125 out of it. And this is the same style of jacket that I've repeatedly said gets undersold a lot. A lot of times it gets sold for under 100. But I should definitely within the next month or so get like 125 out of it. So I was really happy with that. Now you saw that amazing patriotic leather jacket I picked up, or I just sold this last week. Well, this is one I got at Buffalo Exchange. I paid $33 for it, so definitely paid up a little bit for it. But it is quite majestic, you guys. It's pretty fantabulous. So not that same brand, so it doesn't come with as great of a brand. But this one, first of all, it has a removable lining. So it's got like this kind of faux fur lining inside that you can take off. So very good for the winter months, you guys. If you want to let people know that you love America, but you also want to stay toasty warm, this jacket is perfect. But it gets even better because yes, we all love,
wait,
we all love our stars and stripes, you guys. But sometimes you want to kick it up a notch. You want to really show people that not only do you love America, but you know about majesty. Okay? Look at that. All embroidered. The back has an embroidered bald eagle right there, and it says USA. I think this is an amazing jacket, and I'm gonna make some money on it.
It's something.
It is something. So I should be able to sell this for at the very least 150. It's a fantastic jacket. I love it. What's happening? It's all embroidered.
It's weird that it's embroidered and the rest is patches.
Oh, somebody took some time. Okay,
man.
The brand. I mean, it's not even like a brand. It's like
nothing special.
It just says, you know, USA leather. I don't know if that's like the brand or what.
It is a brand.
So, but it's not like a well sought after brand or anything like that. So, a couple more jackets that I got at yesterday's Fits. This is a satin bomber Budweiser jacket from 1996. This is
Robbie says it's almost too much America for one jacket.
Almost. You're really walking a fine line there, Robbie. This is from 1996. It says the 40th annual Gold Rush Days in Wickenburg, Arizona. So you got your rodeo stuff going on here, but then you turn around the back, you got like full on Budweiser Clydesdales going on right back here. So this jacket definitely has some condition issues.
It's crazy.
It's got a couple pulls in it. You can see on the sleeve here. I think you can see it. Anyway, but it just has great graphics. I think I paid $20 for this. This is another one from yesterday's Fits.
That's a cool one.
But it's just a really cool jacket.
I'm in agreement with Sandy. Sandy's thinks $250 for that America jacket. I agree.
Well, but you guys know, like, I price my stuff, so it will be priced up a lot higher. But but 150 would be what I would hope to get bottom price. Anyway, and I got this great. Speaking of Notre Dame, great Notre Dame vintage starter jacket, in really great condition. It's got the little patch on the sleeve. Starter jacket,
fighting
made in the
Irish.
Yep, made in the USA.
Show the tag.
See, the snaps are a little tight. You can see the tag right here. Vintage starter, made in the USA. A little bit smaller. It's a medium, but paid $25 for this. I should be able to sell this for $100 at least. I need to look up and see what the prices are on these starter jackets. These are jackets that the pricing can be all over the place when you look at comps, because a lot of times they get undersold as well. But I seem to do well with them, especially on Etsy. So one more jacket, and then I'll kick it back over to you. It's harder and harder to find really good vintage streetwear at Savers because it's so popular right now, and there's so many of these guys that are out there thrifting every single day. So it's not as easy to find cool finds when you're out there. But I was pretty excited to find this. This is a Nike Jordan Flight jacket from the 90s. It's got this great kind of, I don't know what you call it, what you call this style, kind of futuristic windbreaker.
It's got these like vented, almost, they're like faux vents that they're not really vented. It's like sewn down. But this reminds me of like Michael Jackson's Thriller, red leather jacket, but in like a windbreaker style.
I love it. I think it's a great jacket. I'm just excited to see it. You can see the tag right there. It has the Nike Jordan on the tag together. The newer Jordan stuff doesn't have Nike on it.
Just has the Jumpman on it.
But I should be able to sell this for 80 to 100. I've seen the comps around like 60, 70. The one I saw, but I think some of that stuff just gets undersold. I think I'll be able to get like $80 for it, if not more. We'll see. All right, back to you.
Oh, back to me. Okay. So I did go sourcing without Katie this week. I did go to a couple places out by myself on Tuesday, and this is a very large and weird thing to show, but I paid $10 for this at Goodwill, and the only reason I saw, and it's
Careful,
a Disney, yeah, all right, it's Disney. Hold on, hold it.
He's gonna fall out.
Okay, grab him. It's a Disney Winnie the Pooh village. Sorry, it's kind of hard to show you the way they have it all decked in here. But it's not in a box or anything, but it looks complete and it looks like everything's in great shape. I paid $10 for it. I think I can get a little over 100 for it plus shipping. The only issue that I could see was that Rabbit is missing his ear.
Yeah.
On one spot.
You just like stick a piece of gum in there.
Yeah, maybe so. But it was only $10, which I think was pretty reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for a big Disney piece. Now, the only reason I actually even noticed it is because they had it behind the counter, which they put everything behind the counter that they think is worth something at Goodwill, but nobody can see it to even ask that there's anything there. So you don't even know that there's anything there. So some lady next to me asked to see this because she thought someone had already purchased it. So she's like, "Can I see that and see if it's probably already sold?" And she looked at it, and the lady's like, "No, it's not sold." And then she decided she didn't want it, and she was standing next to me as I was checking out. I'm like, "Can I see it?" And so I bought it.
Yeah.
So anybody that likes Disney, Winnie the Pooh is probably one of the least collectible of the Disney items, but I think that one is not too bad because there's not a ton of them.
Yeah. Elizabeth wants to know, what are your thoughts on sourcing online? Well, there's a couple of things. So there are a lot of people who do online arbitrage, like your brother does that for Amazon. Mm-hmm. That's buying new things online, and that's fine. People find things at the right prices. But as far as like online, if you're looking for like thrifted items, how do you feel about that?
I don't find it very interesting, so I don't do it, but I know Katie does it quite a bit.
Yeah. What I would say is that it comes with a lot of risks. It can be hard to find reliable sellers who are disclosing issues. I've done a lot of bulk buys online, and a lot of times you end up with stuff that has stains that weren't disclosed, issues that weren't disclosed. And so I definitely would love to do more of it, but it takes time to kind of go through people and vet people and find sellers that are actually going to sell you good stuff for good prices. But I look on Mercari and eBay all the time looking for stuff to buy. So I do that quite a bit, but as far as like regularly,
I don't have a problem finding enough here.
Mm-hmm.
So if I thought that I couldn't find enough, or if I was being more difficult, it was becoming more difficult to find items, I might turn to sourcing online. I haven't had to do that yet, but I'm sure I could.
Yeah.
Another thing that I picked up, I paid $5 for this. I didn't bring all the pieces up because it's kind of heavy, but you guys have seen me talk about these before. It's just an under-the-counter space maker, Black & Decker coffee maker.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be cleaned up a little bit. It's a little dirty, a little dusty. But $5. That'll sell for about $100. It does have the coffee pot. I just happened to leave it downstairs, so I didn't have to carry it up here.
Saxon Cole says that it sounds like people who are having issues are somehow ordering the wrong one or somehow going through the process wrong. They just checked, and it's still coming up as $52. So as far we're talking about the ring light, I don't know what the issue is or why you're having the problem with that, but hopefully you can find it. All right.
Let's see. I guess I can show a few more things that I sourced. So you saw my pink fuzzy jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $10 for that earlier in the week, and I'll probably sell it for about $129 or so. It's very 90s. And then
You bust out some clothes.
Bust out some vintage clothes.
I see Barry in the chat there, 5-day flipper.
Let's see. This I picked up on my own. I did not get this at yesterday's fits, but look at this sweet vintage Obermeyer
It's beautiful.
sweater. This is neon, by the way. I don't know if it's showing up neon in this lighting, but it is neon, and it's got some patches that are like windbreaker material.
So it might have a spot in the middle of it.
It does have a spot I need to clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had started cleaning it. That's the cleaning solution. I just have to throw this in the wash. But yeah, pretty sweet, right? I paid $5 for that. I think I can get at least 100 for it. The coffee pot is not vintage. It might be 10 years old or so, but it's not vintage. They just sell very well. Space Maker coffee pots sell very well for people in tiny homes and for people that do RV living and things like that, because they don't make those anymore. And they're pretty hard to find. And I generally sell them for $100 every time.
So crazy.
Let's see. This is one of the items I picked up from yesterday's fit. This is women's, actually.
It's awesome.
But look at this thing, right?
This is like something my mom would have worn back when I was a kid. Because she always had like funky stuff that she would wear and like funky colors. She still does, but I could totally see her having worn that back in the 80s.
Yeah, so I paid, I think I paid $10 for this. It's in good shape, though. There's nothing wrong with it. And it's super bright. And I'll probably list it for about 100, 150, somewhere around there.
Fancy.
You can go. I don't have too much left, so.
All right, I've got some sweatshirts here. So this is from that yesterday's Fits haul. I love these. I don't know, like this is not like an official like Budweiser, Bud Light, Spuds McKinsey thing, but it's like I have a sweatshirt or a t-shirt that I have that's similar to this. Here's a sweatshirt. It says, "Hey Spuds," and it says, "The party's over," and it shows Spuds has been run over by a beer truck. So very sad. But this is just an awesome,
so bad.
It's so bad. Awesome, like probably late 80s, early 90s sweatshirt. This one I either paid like $5 or $10 for. I got some good sportsing sweatshirts. This is a great one. University of Iowa, the Iowa Hawkeyes. And it's just a really good graphic. It's got like the kind of raised print on it. This is 90s Toltecs sweatshirt. It's in great condition. This one's fantabulous. Again, I always love it when I find East Coast, where I can get East Coast stuff over here, just because we don't run into it in the thrift as much. Patriots, New England Patriots sweatshirt.
I like that. Old school logo.
Is it the old school logo? I thought the old school logo is the actual Patriot.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is the newer one.
But this is 90s. But this is Logo 7. It's one of those brands. You'll see a lot of like cool sports t-shirts and sweatshirts on this brand, and jackets as well. But it's a really nice sweatshirt. I love this. I'm kind of getting, for the most part, like I don't pick up as much Looney Tunes stuff because it's just kind of played out. But if I can find something cool like this, it's like an all over print, really cool Tasmanian Devil sweatshirt. Excuse me, guys. Just a really cool sweatshirt. It's got a neat graphic on it.
That's a cool one.
I think that will do well.
Both sides or one side?
Just one side. But I think I paid like $10 for that one. All right. How much stuff do you have left? Just thought a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. I'll do a couple of t-shirts and then I'll pass it back over to you for a little bit. But this is another t-shirt that I found. This is from yesterday's Fits. And when Jesse saw it, he's like, "Ooh, I forgot about that one too." So I got a couple of things. The ET shirt that I'm wearing, and then this one. I'm going to go ahead and pop the link to their YouTube channel again. Go check them out for real, guys. I'm definitely going to be going back, so I'll try to do another sourcing video this week of me digging through stuff there. But I found this in a pile in the back. It's Oingo Boingo. So Oingo Boingo is a band from the 80s, for any of you guys that don't know. Danny Elfman, who has done all the music for like a lot of Tim Burton movies. He did The Simpsons. He's just done tons and tons of television and movie scores. But this was his band. And but this particular t-shirt, I'm curious because I haven't really done much research, but this particular t-shirt is from a specific show, Halloween Bash 1993 in San Francisco. So I'm really curious because it's, usually if you have a t-shirt that's from a particular tour, they're going to have a lot more of those. They're going to sell a lot because they're from multiple shows throughout the country or throughout the world. This is for one show, one date. And so I would think that there would be less of them available. So I'm hoping to get a good price on this because it probably is a little bit more rare, even though it is in the 90s as opposed to the 80s when they were first like big and popular. So we'll see. I just think it's a really cool single stitch vintage T-shirt. So I was pretty excited about that. I paid $25.
What year
for
was that one from?
1993.
Well, it seems to do they seem to do a Halloween thing frequently. There's one listed for about 150 from 95.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure they do like because they got the whole Dead Man's Party stuff. So it makes sense that they would do a lot of if you're a Tim Burton fan and you like Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington, his singing voice is actually Danny Elfman does his singing voice.
I did not know that.
So there you go. So seriously, guys, I'm super excited about this T-shirt right here. So this is an Ocean Pacific T-shirt. It's got the high-low cut on it. Like it's not cut. That's the way the T-shirt was made. You can see the front is much shorter than the back. Ocean Pacific was at some point taken over by Walmart, right?
Sold to Walmart.
So any current Ocean Pacific stuff doesn't have any value, but if you can get vintage stuff, it's super, super cool. And this is made in the USA, but this is probably one of my favorite things that I found. There, look at the back. Such a cool. This is a 1980. Let's see. It says 1988. It says Vertical Control. It is a really cool skateboarding T-shirt. Just awesome graphic. Single stitch. Just really cool. I love it. I don't even know what I'll price this at. I think this is one of the ones I paid $10 for. He had like a bunch of those T-shirts I got. I paid $5 for. I think this was one of the $10 ones, but just super, super cool.
What is that size on that Patriot sweatshirt? Both Trish and Kara Cooper would like to know.
I think it's a medium. It's a smaller sweatshirt, but I can give you I just did measurements and everything today, so I can let you know later. And then I got this. This is another one. I think I paid like $20 for this one. This is a Muhammad Ali boxing T-shirt.
Like that
stonewash, worn, stonewashed, bleached, but it's just a really cool really cool T-shirt, single stitch. I should be able to get some good money for this. I'll probably price it like 100 or something, but it's just a really cool T-shirt. So I think I paid this is one of the ones I paid up for. I think I paid like $20 for it. So, all right, you can go ahead. Sorry, excuse me.
So this is some of the stuff that I picked up there. This is one of my favorites. This is a nice vintage 49ers all over print, single stitch Looney Tunes, both sides, dated 1993. No issues with this shirt. It's in good shape.
It's awesome.
I think I can get probably close to $100 for this. I'm not sure if I paid. I think I paid 10. It's either 10 or 15. This is another one. This is one of those vintage brands you want to look for. It's called Liquid Blue. Liquid Blue is one of those brands that makes really good vintage shirts from the 90s, but they also sold out as well. I think they might have even sold out. It was either to Sears or Walmart, one of those two. But if you get the vintage shirts, they're really good. The Made in the USA ones.
You see it a lot with old Grateful Dead T-shirts around Liquid Blue. A lot of times.
Yeah, so Liquid Blue, and Taz does not have tags. The tags are from the resale store. It's old and worn and broken in. But this is a nice all over print Liquid Blue. This is an American Indian with half of the face is the wolf and half the face is the old Indian guy. And then the other side is the Indian with the crow or the raven or the hawk or falcon or something like that. I'll look it up. Just really cool. Yes, Justin Packman, the Grateful Dead does a lot of the Liquid Blue Grateful Dead shirts do really well. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't listening to you. I was reading and talking.
So rude.
Sorry, I wasn't listening to you talking over me.
I was talking about the Liquid Blue. It's the Grateful Dead. Anyway.
Do I interrupt you when you talk?
Sometimes she does. I think it's true.
Anyway, so I'll probably price this one maybe like around 50 or 60 or so. That was like a $5 or a $10 one. This is another cool one that I picked up too. This one is, Chicago Bears. This is kind of like this weird acid wash. It's a long sleeve, but it's this weird crinkly fabric.
It's literally crispy.
It's not quite sweatshirt. It's not t-shirt. It's more of a canvasy. I don't quite know how to describe it. but I paid about 10 for it. I think I'll sell this one for 40 or 50 or so. This one's also, this is just Nutmeg, the inexpensive Nutmeg brand, which is like Lee Sport, and was sold at Walmart, at Kmart, sorry. But I'll probably sell it for like 30 or 40. So I showed those pants last week that I had picked up. These, I picked up another pair. I paid $5 for these. But these are the brand that most people would recognize when you think of these big baggy elastic waist pants. Zubaz.
They're awesome.
These were those popular workout pants. I mean, these would go perfectly with that Patriot sweatshirt that Katie has, because that's exactly the outfit that would have been worn. Like, I feel like I went to high school with somebody wearing these pants and that shirt, that sweatshirt. Like, look at this.
Look at that, guys. That right there. That's an outfit.
That's a fit.
That's a fit right there.
Anyway, so these Zubaz pants I paid $5 for. They are worn. They are a little bit faded because they've been washed so much. But I still think I can probably get about 50 or 60 bucks for them. They're just pretty hard to find.
They're awesome.
You don't find them very often anymore. And I've just got 3 more. And 2. This is my favorite t-shirt I picked up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Vintage 80s Disney Epcot Center. This is actually in a decent size. It's a medium, but it's a good sized medium. I did pay $15 for this one. I think I'll probably sell this for about 65 bucks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Let's see. Nate says, I still wear mine. Nate, I know you're not saying you wear those out in public, my friend.
Really? I bet he does. I bet he does.
So I paid up a little bit for this one. I paid $15 for this. And this is just a spell out ribbed sweatshirt. It's like that cross between a sweatshirt and a sweater kind of thing.
I knew I was going to sneeze.
Bless you. This one is 90s. This one is does still have new tags with it. So I'll probably sell this one for about 65 or 75 bucks. And then the last piece that I'm going to show, and I did get a few more. So I paid a total of $210 for, I don't know, 15 items or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I paid up a little bit, but not bad. Wasn't bad at all. So these are some Girbaud pants. We've seen this brand, right? Marie-Francoise Girbaud. But these are so like TLC. Don't go chasing waterfalls. 90s pants. They're big. They're baggy.
But
awesome. They're also signed. They're signed by Riff Raff. Whatever that means. I mean, I know who that is. I just don't know if that's an actual signature or not. So I'll check them out.
I think it's awesome.
I don't know that it's going to add to the value or not. But these are in like pristine condition. Like they don't feel like they've been worn at all. They're crispy. They're crispy and super bright. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to list these at, but probably at least 60 to 75 bucks.
Nate says my wife gets mad and walks away from me. See, so he does wear them in public. So I saw hold on a second. Where is that? Okay. HTK Flippers. My son loves the Patriots. I'd love to have that outfit to wear on the next game day. He'd be horrified.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome. You know, I don't have any kids, but I feel like had I had children, what good is it if you cannot just like embarrass the shit out of them sometimes? I feel like I would have done that a lot.
There's your bow pants, I think. I didn't even look, to be honest with you. Let me just look and see how they're sized. They're sized as an extra large, made in the USA, Girbaud. So these are some old ones. They're probably, if they're sized as an extra large, these are not that big. These are probably women's because they're meant to be baggy.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a pair of jeans for men sized as an extra large.
Interesting. Okay, so all I have left.
That's all I got. I mean, I got more, but you know, we always just show you the.
Yeah. So what I have left, guys, is a stack of some of the most amazing all over print t-shirts, all in one place that I've gotten in a long time. I think I got all of these at the Yesterday's Fits location. I'm super excited about them. I love all over print, and there's a lot of other little juicy bits in there that I like as well. Swift Seller says, great finds. Really love the show. Gave us a $4.99 super chat. Woo, 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 woo. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Super chat. Super chat. His super chat. Yeah. And I can't do it very well with my cold. Anyway, guys, are you guys ready for this? I don't know if you are.
Are you ready?
Are you ready for this? So this one's a pretty small one. It's a medium, fits pretty small. But seriously, look at this amazing.
I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second.
Go
Jen
ahead.
Lee, Riff Raff is a rapper. He's a rapper from Texas. It's not, yes, Riff Raff is also the name of the guy from Rocky Horror, but that's not who they're talking about. He's a rapper from Texas from the most popular in the 90s. So yeah.
Jamie says, wait, see my message. It was too long for super chat, evidently. What message? This message? What's too long for super chat? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Jamie, but appreciate the super chat money. We appreciate you. Thank you. I don't know. Was there like an earlier super chat and I just didn't see it? That's possible. My brain's not working so well right now. I'm on a lot of cold medicine. Okay. Okay. But I appreciate it very much. And
she can't even really sing right now.
My gift to you is pronouncing your name correctly.
Oh, in the chat above. In the chat above.
I didn't see it. So
scroll. Whoop.
Oh, okay. Just want to say thank you I see. She couldn't type it all out for a super chat. I get you now. Just want to say thank you so much for sharing. I watch to learn and laugh so that maybe next garage sale season I will get out of my comfort zone of crafts and start branching out a bit. Awesome. We love having you here. We love making you laugh. And sometimes I have to cause Vicky a lot of pain to make you laugh, and I apologize for that. Mostly. A little bit.
She doesn't really apologize.
Really.
Never.
Kind of. Sometimes. Anyway, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. Anyway, this is an amazing volleyball all over print. I love this. I don't know what's going on with this guy's face, but look, he's serious about getting that ball. Yeah.
He's
angry. I know he's really into it. But I think this shirt is amazing. It's just really cool. Look at that guy's got some sweet shorts on too. It's like you got his butt right on your shirt. Anyway, I think this is probably one I paid $10 for, but it's funny because you can see like the tag. So this is probably late 80s, early 90s with that tag. But you can see the paint right through the tag. Anyway, fantastic shirt. I love it. Now, I got a couple of all over print t-shirts that were made by the same company because of the style that they are. But these shirts are so cool. So this one is a Sun Valley, Idaho, and it's got this crazy all over print of skiers.
Oh my goodness.
Like, so I love all over print. I love ski t-shirts. This one is fantastic. Like, how amazing. Look at the color on this. And it's like, I don't even know what you would call this dyeing because it's not really like tie-dye, is it? Like, would you call this tie-dye? Like, I don't know what else to call it because they clearly took this t-shirt.
I guess it's kind of a tie-dye.
Yeah, so basically you can see like it's a Hanes t-shirt. It's a Hanes shirt. That's a 90s Hanes tag. But then it's got this other tag over the top. And I have two t-shirts by the same. So the tag says, what does it say there? Can you read it?
No, something clothing. It's backwards. How could I read it?
Well, because it doesn't show it backwards on here. Local color, art clothes. Try this on now. If it fits, buy it. So I guess it's just called local color. Anyway, so it's just a really cool all over print, single stitch, 90s. Fantastic. And then this one has the same tags. It says local color. And it's another all over print. This one, it says Death Valley right there.
Just here. And
right there, it says Death Valley. But if you look close, it's all these little skeletons, but they're like it's like they're like Western. They're like, one of them is wearing like some chaps. And he's drinking some booze.
And shooting a gun.
And shooting a
Up
gun.
in the air.
Yep.
Like he's
so it's kind of like a Southwestern theme, cowboy, Death Valley skeleton. But like, how cool is that? And again, it's like that really cool coloring and stuff. So I got a couple of these. I paid like $10 a piece for these. But I think they're fantastic and super unique because there's probably not a lot of these out there anywhere. Then,
how much do you think you're going to get for them?
I'm going to price those high because, like I said, I think that was like a small local company that made those, and those are like probably like were handmade the way that they're hand colored and stuff. So I honestly don't really know.
We had about 40 minutes to source in this shop. We would both definitely want to go back and check out what else we missed for sure.
But I'll be going back. But I mean, the year doesn't really matter too much, Christina, because I definitely know that t-shirt is 90s.
Kelly, that's funny. She said, thought you were saying Oliver Prince at first. Was like, who's that? Then it had over print.
Oliver Prince really made his mark when it came to t-shirt design back in the 90s. He is the ultimate designer. Anyway, back to Ocean Pacific. Look at this one. This is a cool all over print. It's not really anything. It's just a design, and it says Ocean Pacific, but it is single stitch and made in the USA. Old school Ocean Pacific OP. And it's just a really neat shirt. And then I got 2 more left, guys. And then this one, doesn't have a tag or anything, so I don't know like what brand it is. But this is a Air Force Falcons, which is like the football team, Air Force football team.
Head.
Sorry, you can see. So I haven't done any research on this, but I grabbed it because it was an all over print.
It's cool.
It looks very similar like to the Stanley DeSantis style of all over print, but I doubt, I don't know that he did an Air Force one. But it's just a really cool single stitch 90s all over print t-shirt photograph. And then my last one I have here.
I will say Vasquez Vintage, it's because I told her to follow you because I've been following you guys for a while and I was like, you need to be following them on Instagram.
I'm really,
and she's terrible
really bad about it. If anybody really wants me to follow them on Instagram, like literally send me a message and say, hey, will you please follow me? And then I will do
it. Greg says I'm claiming Oliver Print as the next band name. Seriously.
No, it's Oliver Prince.
Oliver Prince. Like Oliver, the other reindeer.
Yep. All right, last one here, guys. Gecko Hawaii. All over print. It's got your
Oliver Prince. Right there. We're going to have to say that now from now on. Oliver Prince.
This one's a 90s, made in the USA. Beautiful, beautiful print. I love it. I also love that, they had commented on that post I did recently on my Boutique for Him Instagram. And so I follow their Instagram and they have like current stuff out right now that looks very much like their 80s and 90s stuff. So it's really cool if you want to like a flashback and see like lots of really awesome designs. Like they have
you're definitely have to show that one.
Fanny packs and it's love it. Anyway, so that's it.
Tag a minute.
I got a whole bunch of those. I'm really, really hoping that I'm going to see if I can get back there maybe on Wednesday and see if I can get them to maybe like leave me there alone so that I can be in there for at least a few hours and do some serious digging.
A few hours?
Yeah.
That's why you're saying I don't want to go with you because I don't want to be there for anywhere for a few hours.
Well, yeah, I don't.
But I still want to look too.
Yeah, well, this is the thing because we talked about it to Barry. We had lunch with Barry and he wanted to know like, why did I care about bringing her with me? And I'm like, listen, I'm fine with her being there with me. My issue is I want to be able to like spend some actual time. And we barely scratched the surface.
You're welcome for sharing the place with you.
Yeah, and she's not going to want to hang out there for 3 hours straight, whereas I'd be like, give me 8 hours, and I'd go through every single piece of clothing in that whole place.
Yeah, no, thank you. Candace asked the Native American shirt. It's an extra large, hon. It's an extra large. It is a generous extra large. I'm going to say this is a good sized extra large because it's 90, so it's oversized. But it's marked extra large.
Nice. Anyway, that's it. That's everything, guys.
That's it. That's all we got.
Yep. Maybe I can get off once we go off. Well, I've been trying not to cough the whole time we've been on, and I almost managed to go the whole time without sneezing. But anyway,
all right. I saw Noelle pop in there. Hello, my friends. She popped in. Got a bunch of t-shirts for $1 a piece, I think she said.
Yep.
Yeah, I would like to go back to the storage place, and I will go with you. Because it's not all you.
I didn't say it was all me. How many times have I said this? I haven't said it was all me. I said I want to go and spend some real time there. We'll go if it's too much time. You can leave me there. I'll Uber back home. Okay.
I might do that.
There you go.
That might work.
That's all I'm asking. I'm like, I will go. I just don't want somebody breathing down my neck saying like, all right, come on, hurry up. Okay, come on.
Yeah, so we do have a Friday After Dark coming next week. It will be Friday nights. And we'll probably, I'm sure it's going to be 7 o'clock our time, and it's going to be with Trish that was in the chat, Trish Glenn, from Boston, or as we call her, just Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Trish Boston.
Yep.
Candace, we would take separate cars if we had separate cars. We only have one car.
Yeah.
Honey. We both work from home and we source and do everything together. We don't need 2 cars.
Yeah.
It's actually become an issue like maybe once or twice in 2 years.
Yeah. All right. We're going to go so I can get something to drink and maybe do a bunch of coughing and whatnot, sneezing and whatnot.
And we're going to a Tim Burton exhibit tonight at the Neon Museum with Dana and our friend Penny. So we'll be heading out to do that in a couple of hours.
Yep.
And hopefully Dana will not be half dying. Yeah. She's sick too now.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. And we will see you on Wednesday.
Yep. Vasquez Vinta says, next time if we come to Seattle, we do a great meetup. We did do one in Portland back in February with Wade and yeah,
it was good.
And Chaz and Trish.
Yep.
Trista.
Yep. All right, guys. We're gonna get out of here now. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it, and we will see you later in the week. Bye.
Bye.